Hello there. How's everybody doing out there? Thank you for tuning in to our information session here on joinsamson.com. I'm Donnie Samson. I'm our CEO here at Samson Properties. And for the next hour and a half, I'm going to talk to you all about the great things we have to offer at Samson Properties and why you should consider joining us. If you're on joinsamson.com, you can look down below. There's a button to download the full informational booklet. I'm going to go through a lot of the ideas here during the presentation, but that booklet will have everything and anything you need to know about Samson in it. There's also links where you can follow up and directly email me or call me directly from the website if you want to talk more on the phone, on Zoom, or in person. I'd love to talk to you more about Samson Properties. I'm going to jump right in and talk to you about kind of how we got to where we are today and our history. As you can see on there, the guy looks a lot like me, 19 years older, a little bit more gray hair, is Danny Samson. He's our owner. That's my dad. He started selling real estate in 1986. I was a little bit younger, a little less gray hair back then. He sold for different companies between 86 and 2000. Then in 2000, he decided to start Samson Companies. At the beginning, it was just him and his best friend. He had recruited a couple agents and had an admin. He was just kind of a little small team, do his own thing, and had a 1,000 square foot office. And that was what Samson was going to be. And turned out, grew into a little bit more than that. What Danny underestimated at the beginning was just his passion for helping other agents grow and change their lives and succeed. And that's what he just became so passionate about at the beginning. The first 25, 30 agents at Samson were all brand new agents. He would be at dinner with us and, he just would talk the waiter into coming to sell real estate. Or he'd be at line in King's Dominion. By the time we got to the front, the people behind us were signing up for real estate classes. It was all about to him is that real estate was this great opportunity where you could work hard, be in charge of your own destiny. If you worked hard and sold more houses, you made more money, and he loved that idea of being able to be your own person. So he just trained people up, and so many people were brand new and grew into successful careers with Danny's training early on. Well, then came 2003. When you're 22, 23 years old, if everybody remembers back to when they were that old, you wanted to do whatever it was your parents weren't doing, right? So my dad was a realtor, so I was not going to be that. Well, during one of those first 25 people was a good friend of mine, and he had some success in his first 6 months, and my now wife of 18 years, Meredith, looked at me and she said, Donnie, maybe you should get into real estate because Concierge's killing it and he's an idiot. And she was right about both those things. He was killing it 6 months into his career, and he is kind of an idiot. He's a friend of mine, so I can jokingly say that with love. So in 2003, I got my license, and that's when I joined the story. From 2000 to 2011, we were what you call an 80-20 company. So 80% to the realtor, 20% to the company. And that was a good split back in the 2000s, if any of you sold back then. What we realized, though, we had the 03 to 06 was super fun if you're in the real estate industry. Everything sold, everything was flying off the shelves, and it was easy to be a realtor, right? 06 to 2011, anybody who was a realtor back then kind of has flashbacks and freaks out a little bit because it was the short sales and the foreclosures and all that fun of 06 to 11. But what happens is when you have tough times is you become innovative. You start thinking about other ways to pay the bills, grow your business, and you start looking around for different ideas. Well, two important things happened during our evolution between 06 and 11. In 2009, we opened our title company that we 100% own, Cardinal Title Group. Before, we had some partnerships and stuff in the early 2000s, but in 2009, we opened our 100% owned Cardinal Title Group, and that was very key to our success later. Then in 2011, we're still struggling through and trying to find our way. And what we realized is some of our realtors were struggling because they wanted 85-15, 90-10, 100% brokerages were starting to make a push. Well, we realized we made good money when we had a title transaction. How do we get more? We need more realtors. We need more transactions. So we wanted to recruit, but then we were fighting this commission battle a little bit. So we made a decision over a few months. My dad decided we flipped us from an 80-20 company to a 100% company with a transaction fee overnight. Well, our 150 realtors at the time loved it because they just got a 20% raise. They didn't have to leave companies or anything, and they were happier than a pig in mud. Well, when you think about 80-20 companies and 100% companies, I think you kind of look at it in two ways. And this is just a stereotype, but I think it's pretty fair. In an 80-20, you're giving away 20% of your commission to the company, and you're okay with whatever this trade-off is, whether it's brand name or managers or offices or tools or education or whatever it is you're getting back, you're okay with the fact that you're giving the company 20%. And then there's the 100% company, and the 100% mentality is, well, I'm not giving them any of my money, but I can't expect a lot because I'm not giving them anything, right? Well, there's issues with both, right? This one, I lose 20% of my money. I don't like that. And this one, I'm not really working for a company that's going to help me succeed and thrive and grow in my business. Well, what if you could do both, be the best of both worlds? So that was our goal. Now, I'm not saying we were there in 2011 when we made our transformation, but that was our end game goal. So my dad started recruiting hard. He was building up the business, 12, 13, 14, recruiting lots of agents, getting them on board. They're using Cardinal, and we're growing and solidly as a company. Well, in 2016, my dad came to me and he said, Donnie, I need some help managing the company. I had a good, successful career at this point. I had sold $300 million in homes, probably 600, 700, 800 homes, whatever that is. And he came to me and said, Donnie, I want you to help me manage this company, grow up our foundation, make it an even better company. I don't say how many homes I sold to brag about my past or my career, but I say it because I was in that foxhole where you guys are every day. I was writing contracts on the hoods of cars. I was negotiating in my master closet at night so I didn't wake up my wife or kids when we got things going on. There's chaos in the house, and I'm in the backyard at the birthday parties, burning a hole in the backyard trying to negotiate out that next deal. We've all been there if you've negotiated enough contracts. I hopefully, because of all those hundreds and hundreds of times doing this, can help build a company by realtors for realtors to help you all succeed. The difference in our company is we are agent first all the time. Our goal is to make the best company for real estate agents out there. And I think because of my dad's experience before, and then my experience for the first 13 years of my career, that we can hopefully keep the realtors first and build a company that's all about you all. It's never going to be about how much can I make off you. It's always about how much can I help you make. If I can help you make more money, then our whole circle works together. So in 2016, I started building up our foundation. I came in as our COO, building up a lot of the foundation pieces we're going to talk about over the next hour. In 2019, I became our CEO. I took over all full day-to-day operations, everything with the company, including recruiting. And my dad slowly moved into a retirement, and I've taken over since then. So when you go, I don't think we were that company that did everything in 2011 and 13 and 15 and 16. But today, in 2022, I look at us and I think we've accomplished both goals. I think we're the best real estate company for you to work at that's going to help you succeed and thrive and get to your next levels. And we let you keep 100% of your money along the way. So it's a win-win. Let me get to that next slide there. Before I move into all the nuts and bolts of what we are all about, I kind of have two rules and an idea that my dad built this company behind. The first rule is be nice, and the second one is be professional. I know those are simple, but they're super important to us. We're all going to make mistakes every day, but it's the way that we treat each other while we make those mistakes what's important. That's realtors to realtors, staff to realtors, realtors to clients, just how we look in the world. Look, everybody cares about the reputation of their company and the way they're growing, right? But I'm 41 years old. Lord willing, I plan on running this company for another 20 or 30 years. My last name's in it. As we've grown from 1,000 to 2,000 to 5,000 agents to, in the future, 6, 8, 10,000, wherever we go, everywhere I go, they're going to associate my last name with the company that we're running. I want to be more proud of the reputation of our company today and next week and next month and next year than I am today. So that's why it's super important to me. And thankfully, we're at a spot, look, 5, 10 years ago, you're building, you're trying to pay the bills, you're trying to do all these things. And I'm not saying we had let bad apples in, but today we are in a great spot where if you're not a good apple, you can't be in our family anymore. It's too important. It's too important how everybody acts out there to make sure our reputation is growing in a much better place today. So that's super important to us. It's the way we can build this great family atmosphere together. The last idea that we built our company around was pay it forward. So 20 years ago, there was a popular movie out there called Pay It Forward, and it kind of went like this. Somebody does something great for you, don't pay it back, pay it forward. When you think about it, that's our whole business plan, right? We're going to let you keep 100% of your money. We'll talk more about that. And we're going to give you tools and education and resources and staff and offices and all these things. Don't pay us back. Pay it forward. Try and use the title company. Try and use Cardinal Title Group. If they do a great job, keep using them. And what we're going to do then is we're going to take the profits we make from Cardinal Title Group, and I'm going to pour that back into my job is to make Samson Properties and Cardinal Title Group the very best companies that they can be to help you grow and thrive and succeed. It's this win-win circle that has caught fire the last couple of years, and that's why we've grown to a fairly good, nice company here, which we'll talk more about in a second. So it's that win-win circle and pay it forward that we're really focused on here at Samson. Now, I will attempt to be as charming as not funny, but I'll attempt to in the next hour as much as I can be. But I know that the money's important, so I want to get that out of the way early, make sure everybody understands the money involved. So we are a 100% commission company. We have two possible fees. The first fee you see on the right there is $3.45 brokerage fee on all transactions at the bottom. Now, every single person has that on every buy side and sell side that they have. Now, 97% of our agents are having the clients pay that as a client paid fee. You have the choice. You can pay it for your clients, of course. So everybody has the $3.45 brokerage or admin fee. Now, the second fee is that $4.95 transaction fee. That's the only thing you pay out of your commission. No splits, just the $4.95 transaction fee until you make it into the Cardinal Club. Once you make it into the Cardinal Club, that $4.95 is waived forever. So that's it. There's no monthly fees, no E&O insurance. You don't pay us $1 unless you sell homes. So $3.45 admin fee for everybody. The $4.95 exists until you make it into the Cardinal Club. Once you make it into the Cardinal Club, the $4.95 fee is waived forever. No recast, no anniversary, no new dates, none of that junk, okay? Once you're in forever. Now, how do I get into the Cardinal Club? That sounds pretty great. The Cardinal Club is 3 million or 8 transactions in the last 12 months. So if you're sitting here today watching this and you've sold at least 3 million in homes or done 8 transactions in the last 12 months, you would start from day one in the Cardinal Club. Never have to pay a $4.95 to us ever. Sounds pretty great. Now, maybe you're close. Maybe you've done 4 or 5 transactions or $2 million in the last 12 months. Great. Join us. Hopefully you'll sell a couple more. If at any point it's a rolling 12 months, so whether it's March 15th or May 2nd or June 22nd, there you go. Whatever date it is that you think you've gotten to that 3 million or 8 transactions in the previous 12 months, shoot us an email. We check. Great. We're in. We tell accounting. We tell whoever. You're in Cardinal Club. There's confetti. It's all no confetti. Other than that, actually, I heard Sarah said, now there is confetti when you send the email. So we actually do throw a party in your email box. But now you're in Cardinal Club. You never pay that $4.95 fee the rest of your career. Pretty great. Now, maybe some of you are new realtors. Congratulations on passing the test. We'd love to have you. I have some good news for you. We'll never have to learn about meets and bounds or use it the rest of your career. That was just to pass the test. Those of you that are just fresh realtors will appreciate that joke. So meets and bounds, don't worry about it. So new realtor, great. We were all new once. Me, 19 years ago, because I'm getting old, but all of us at one point. Great. Join us. At any point when you get that good 12 months, 3 million or 8 transactions, shoot us an email. You're in the Cardinal Club. That $4.95 fee is waived from that on. Now, the last way that people get in the Cardinal Club is teams. So if a team leader, I'm going to use Jim Smith. He works for ABC Realty. He's made up. Unless you're Jim Smith and you work for ABC, come talk to me because I've used you as an example a lot. Jim Smith with ABC Realty over here. He sold 10 million in homes last year. So Jim comes to join. He would make the Cardinal Club, obviously, right? Well, Jim has 4 teammates on his team. Well, none of them quite did 3 million or 8 transactions. They're getting going, or they do it half and half. They've got 5, 6, 4 transactions last year. Well, because they're on Jim's team, they all come over and they're in the Cardinal Club together. I want to make it easier for that team lead to grow their team and make it a successful team. So I give you that whole pie to split them up. I used to be a team leader. Look, I know people on your team will work for 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, whatever your team split is. But if you have to give 10 or 20% to the company first, or $1,000 off the top, or even $495 off the top, there's less to split up. Now all of a sudden that 60-40 to the agent feels like 40-60. That 50-50 is like 35%, something like that. Well, it's hard for team members to stay engaged. It's hard for team leads to keep them. All of a sudden, they start looking around. So it's the little things. I want to give you all that money split amongst your team. You're all on the same team. You're pulling on that rope the same way. You don't have to be like, oh, let's put it under your name. You're Cardinal Club. I'm not. No, you're all Cardinal Club together. So let's stop for a second and think about Jim and his team. So Jim sold $10 million in homes last year. Let's say he paid $30,000 back to his company. You know, he's on a good split, whatever he capped out or whatever the case would be. Great, $30,000 to his company. His 4 teammates, let's say they paid $10,000 each. You know, they weren't as good as splits, they didn't sell as many homes, whatever. So $40,000 total for the teammates, $30,000 for him. That's $70,000 their team paid to the company. $70,000 is a lot of money. You don't think about it at the time. That adds up, right? Well, they could come to us and they would pay $0 and 0 cents the rest of their career. First of all, that's fantastic. $0, 0 cents forever. Now, what if Jim and his team poured that money back into their business? What if he put $5,000 a month back into his team? Advertising, client event parties, leads, whatever it is that he wants to do. how much more is that $5,000 a month going to create? If you're putting in any kind of a good way, it's going to become $15,000 a month easy, right? So it's not just the $70,000 you paid your company, it's the $180,000 a year you could have made by investing that $60,000 or $70,000 back into your own business. Now, Jim's team takes off. That's a whole lot of leads. That's a whole lot more business from everybody. And so many of our teams are taking off because of that. All right, so you don't have a team. I'm using a bad example. Let's use everyday realtor Sue Smith. So Sue comes over. She's a successful realtor, doesn't do anything crazy. She made $100,000 last year. $80,000 that she made herself. Let's say $20,000 she paid to the company on a 80-20 split. Okay, that's everyday realtor. Sue could now take that $20,000, instead of putting it in her broker's pocket, put $2,000 a month back into her own business. How much more is that $2,000 going to create? I think $2,000 a month creates one more transaction a month, if you put it in a smart place, right? On average. Let's say that one transaction makes you $6,000 a month, $6,000 each. So $6,000 times 12 is $72,000 more income. Last year she only made $80,000. She could make $72,000 more this year just by creating one transaction more, by putting that money instead of her broker's pocket back into her business. That's pretty fantastic. Now, it's not just the $72,000 or the 12 transactions. I used to look at, I'm going to back up a little bit, get you a little more bandwidth for my tree here. I used to look at my business as a tree. Every new client was a good branch on that tree. Now, if I took care of that, I watered it, I took care of it, what's going to happen to that branch? You get a second branch and a third branch and then a branch off that branch. Well, that's how our real estate career is, right? You get 12 new transactions this year, you met 12 new people. Well, if you did a good job for them, you're going to get a second deal off them. Or if you advertise that listing well in the neighborhood, you're going to get a new listing in that neighborhood. You might wake up 3 years from now, those 12 initial branches turn into 30 or 40 transactions because you did a good job with all these people and they created more business for you. That's the way you build a successful career, right? So it's not just the 12 new you got with the money, it's that you could launch your career by putting that money back into your business instead of in your broker's pocket. So that's where a lot of our agents are taking off because they have more of that money to invest back into their business. Next thing I'm going to talk about is kind of how our footprint is. We have 33 office locations. Technically, West Virginia is not fully open yet, but we're getting there. Why do we have so many locations? We started the pandemic with 20 locations, and now we have 33. Somebody would tell me, Donnie, you're a crazy person. Why do you keep adding locations in? Well, here's 3 reasons that I'm focused on locations and will continue to grow our company. The first one is this. Some people like having an office, right? There's the guy like me that has 4 beautiful daughters at home, and I love them so much, but since they were born, I was not going to work from home. You know, I guess my oldest about to turn 16. For the last 16 years, I had to be in an office because there is noise and chaos. Anybody that has young kids knows what all that's about. It's easier to go to an office and be in work mode if you can. So there's so many people like me that want that office every day. They want to go and close the door and focus and get their business done. There's some people that just need it once or twice a month for some juice. When you think about real estate, you didn't get into real estate to sit in a 10 by 10 room in your home and stare at the same window every single day and answer emails and work on spreadsheets. You inherently got into real estate because you like showing houses, you like negotiating, you like people. You like to be out there doing stuff, right? So sitting at your home office every day isn't always successful for some people. What happens if you have a bad month or two and you're sitting in your home office? What's probably going to happen month 3? Probably the same thing, right? Because you don't have any new juice, any new ideas. Hey, Parker, what's going on in the real estate business here? Ethan, what do you think here? What's the traffic like in your open houses? We don't have that interaction. So even if you come in once or twice a month for that sales meeting or that bagel breakfast or the happy hour or the education class that we're holding, you can interact with each other. People love that juice. They love getting that ideas, be a part of something that they can learn and grow from. The second reason we're focused on offices is this. I think you need a place to meet your clients. On that list, you saw we had 33 locations all over the place. Wherever you are in the DMV, we have somewhere within 10 or 20 minutes of where you're at. Now look, I've written contracts on the hoods of cars, in McDonald's booths, in Starbucks. But look, when you're sitting down to write a $500,000 contract, the biggest financial decision of these people's lives, do you want to be doing it at McDonald's with some 4-year-old over here whining about needing more fries or not liking their McNuggets? Or do you want to be in a professional office sitting there with a nice drink and sitting down at the table, talking to them like a pro and letting them make good decisions, and you're going to feel like a pro, they're going to feel calmer and focused, and it's going to be a lot better situation for everybody. So I want to give you those offices to meet those clients when you need to. The third reason is kind of a help me, help you situation. So you see those locations all over. How do we make all of our money? Our title company, right? Cardinal Title Group, try to support them. That's where we make our profits. Well, rewind 10 years, younger Donnie, less gray hair Donnie, is out there working hard, and you see our headquarters is in Chantilly. Well, I'd be out in Alexandria or Stafford or somewhere. I'd work hard, I'd ratify a deal, and I'd write Cardinal Title Group on it because I got to make Dad happy, right? We got to come back, close it at home, get some money for the company. Well, the next day, the listing agent and the buyer look at me like, oh, great, Donnie, where's Cardinal Title Group? Oh, it's in Chantilly. Come on, Donnie. That's not reasonable, right? I can't ask you to go from Stafford and come back to Chantilly to close. It's not fair of me to ask you to support Cardinal Title Group and give you a couple offices to close out of. So Cardinal Title can close in any of our 33 office locations wherever we are in our footprint. They can close other places, but the key is to try to close in all 33 of our locations. They have staff that sits every day, and I think 22 or 25 of these, I should know the exact number, 22 to 24 of these locations every single day. You get to work with the same processors, same closers. You get that synergy. You walk into the office, you say, oh, hey, Nancy, hey, Dawn, hey, everybody, right? You get to know these people every day who are your closers and your processors. What's up, Van? Good to see you this morning. All that kind of fun stuff can help build that symbiotic relationship between Cardinal and Samson Properties. So that's the third reason that we're going to continue to have offices available for you so you have great places to close your transactions. The next thing we get into is how we're growing. Oh, sorry, one more thing on the offices. We do have drop-in desks, computers, printers. You can use them whenever you want. You can drop in. You have 24/7 access to all of our offices. If you want to rent a private office, like the example of me before with the 4 kids and I always had to have an office, they rent for $250 to $500 a month depending on location, size, windows, all that kind of fun stuff. And those are available in all of our locations around. Or you can drop in, use any of them for free. We've got drop-in desks and computers and printers and conference rooms whenever you need those. The next thing we're going to talk about is some of our company growth. So we have, we're just over 5,200 realtors now as a company, which is crazy. If you had told me that a couple years ago, I would have told you you're insane. How are we growing so much in agent count? We added about 125 agents a month on average, sometimes more right now. Well, I have 2 major focuses when it comes to running our company. One, create a company that's by realtors for realtors and help you all succeed every single day. I want to help you have more tools to sell more homes than you did last year. I want you to go from 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20 homes. Whatever your goals are, I want to provide you the tools to help you do that. The second major goal I have is this. Create a company that people love working for. If they love working here, what are they going to do? They're going to tell other realtors, hey, you need to come listen to Donnie. You need to log on to joinsamson.com and watch this Lunch and Learn. Over 70% of the new realtors that join us every month are recruited by our current Samson Properties realtors. It's not because I give them 1 or 2% of your business for money forever. I can't do that. I give you 100%. We give a $500 referral bonus, $250 on the first 2 transactions that the recruit comes in. So it's not for the money. They do it because they think it's the best move for their friend to come join. So over 5,200 agents, and it's joining quick. Now last year, we had some really cool distinctions that I'm super proud of. We were the #1 brokerage in sales in all of Northern Virginia. All in Northern Virginia, we sell more than any other company. That's crazy, right? We were #1 in Prince William County, Prince George's County, Stafford, Spotsylvania. #2 in a lot of other big counties like Loudoun and Fairfax. So it was a pretty great year. I didn't sell any of those homes. Our agents were out there working hard, and I'm super proud of all of them. We've got one more. I want to talk a little bit more about our growth in one thing. So in 2019, and how quickly we've kind of grown in some of these numbers, and these are in the book, so you don't have to be quizzed on this later, but in 2019, we sold 8,700 homes for $3.8 billion. 8,700 homes for $3.8 billion. That was fantastic. We were super proud of it. So 2019 to 2020, we went to 12,300 homes. So 8,700 to 12,300. We went from $3.8 billion to $5.6 billion. Huge, huge jump. Now, last year happened. So 2020, we were 12,300 transactions. Then we went to 20,300 transactions last year. We went from 12,000 to 20,000 in 1 year. We went from $5.6 billion to $9.6 billion last year. $9.6 billion in sales last year. So the new reports are going to come out shortly. We're probably going to be in the top 20 in the country when it comes to volume. So we're super proud of that and very thankful for all that work. The last stat I'm going to give you is about internal agent growth. So this is a little hard to understand, but follow me for 1 second. So it's 2022 right now. This has nobody that was with us for 20 and 21, just people that were before January 1, 2020. What we did is we measured all the agents that were with us in their 2020 stats. They did $4.8 billion in business. $4.8 billion. The next year, those same agents, not new recruits, went from $4.8 billion to $6.7 billion in business. $1.9 billion in internal growth. They all improved by an average of 40% across the board. That's pretty awesome. Now, the 6.7 to 9.6 is all new agents, obviously, that have joined the last 2 years. But that internal agent growth is that focus of helping agents thrive and succeed and grow their business. So that's what we're super excited about. Now, what are some of the tools that we provide to you to help you accomplish these goals? The first thing is KV Core. So 2 years ago, I was sitting here and I had, we didn't really have a good tech stack to bring you. So what we did is I went out and I looked at all the best tech stacks in the industry, and I came back to the fact that KV Core was the Mercedes, the Lexus, the BMW, the best in field. Now, was I going to afford it for all of our agents was the issue, because I asked agents, they'd be like, well, how much does KV Core cost? They'd say, well, $1,200, $1,300 a month. We're a 100% company, right? I can't pay for that times a couple thousand, right? Well, it turns out I went to New York in the Inman conference, started negotiating. When you have 3,000 realtors, they negotiate a little bit smaller price for you. So every single thing that I'm going to talk about here with KV Core is free to all of you. Free, free, free. I pay for all of it for you. Now, before you freak out, you don't have to use any of this stuff. You keep doing you. If you're successful and you just want to keep using your spreadsheets and calling people, that's fine. You do you. But we do have a full-time trainer that will teach you all this stuff. We've got 3 or 4 classes every week, and we have concierge and agent services staff, people that will help you get going with KV Core if you want to as well. We even have people that will do stuff for you if you want to pay them a few bucks. So what does KV Core have? First of all, customizable website for yourself. You get your own website, log in, dress it up, DonnieSampson.com. Don't use Donnie Sampson. That's my name. Pick your own name. Make your own website out there. And now, this is a soapbox issue a little bit for me, but like, oh, I don't have a website. I don't need a website. You really should have one. If you're going to be a pro in this business, you have to have one. Look, Parker could tell Ethan, hey, you should call Donnie. He's the best realtor in town. You should call him. What's Ethan going to do before he calls me? At least what he should do. He's going to Google me, right? If I don't come up, I can't even market myself. How am I going to market your home? Look, we Google people if we're going to have them cut our yard or give us an estimate on blinds or where we're going to go for a restaurant and spend $100 tonight. If we're going to pay you $15,000, $20,000, we should Google and figure out if this realtor's knows what they're doing or not, right? So you have to have a professional website out there. It doesn't have to be the best website you've ever looked at, but it has to be a professional representation out there. That's your business card nowadays is your website. So we give you a free website, free smart CRM that helps you to get clients and prospects off any kind of landing pages or leads, bring them back in your database. The analytics will bring down any information they can find off the internet, and they'll help nurture those clients and hopefully turn them to prospects into future clients and friends and successful transactions. We've got listing activity reports, market snapshots. So what's a market snapshot? When I got out of selling full-time, I had over 400 people getting a market snapshot every month. Now, we've all done the winterizer hose bibs and cheesecake of the month. Keep doing them, but nobody cares. They don't care about any of that stuff, right? What does every single person care about, though? The price of their home. They all care about that. Look, Lord willing, I'm not going anywhere for 9 years. My youngest is in 3rd grade. Unless my wife changes her mind when we get home tonight and wants to move, then we're probably going to move. But if I get home today and I pull into our circle and I see a sign out front of one of the yards, what's the first thing I'm going to do when I hit my driveway? I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to see how their house compares to mine and what they're asking, because we all care about the market around our own home, right? So we want to be the provider of that information to everybody if they care about it. So this is anybody in my sphere of influence, past clients, future clients. I want to see anybody that's in my church Bible study, anybody that's in the parents on my lacrosse team or my basketball team. They're all getting a market snapshot once a month with my branding about the neighborhood around them. I got their name, their email address, and their address. We can put them in. Super good stuff. I was paying $150 a month for that service back then. All free. The next thing that we give you as part of KV Core is 3 different kinds of apps for free. The first app is your mobile coach. So this is the one you open up, and it tells you who to talk to. So if I open it up today, it might say, hey, Chris has looked at my market snapshot 6 times this week. I might want to reach out to Chris. Now, your opening line should not be, hey, Chris, I see you've touched my market snapshot 6 times this week. Chris is going to think you are creepy and weird and stop stalking her, and she's going to hang up and lose your number. But give her a minute. She's going to tell you why she was looking at the market snapshots, I bet. Just check in with her and the family. She's probably going to get to you're the realtor in her life. You know what, Donnie, it's funny you called. It's funny you called. Well, the thing told me to, right? Or it might say, hey, Parker's been on your website 10 times this week looking for a new home in Leesburg. Hey, Parker, how's it going? How's the wife and kids? Oh, did you just have a second kid? They might be looking for something bigger, right? Just reach out to them and connect. They'll talk about the real estate part, I promise. Think of it as this. You know, the imagery I like is the duck on the water, right? You look underneath the water, the legs are going like 100 million miles an hour, right, to make them move. We look on top, everything looks smooth sailing. You're smooth sailing up top. The CRM and everything underneath is doing all the work and then shooting up to the top what you need to know so you can talk to them. The second app is your branded open house app. This is the one I use at the open house every Sunday. Now, maybe some of y'all are better realtors than me. Probably all similar, right? 20 people come into your open house. Now, one of them is probably, hopefully, we all go to Sundays out there for that one low-hanging fruit, right? The person that walks in and says, oh, yeah, I'm looking for homes in the neighborhood. Do you have a realtor? No. Oh, well, I'm off at 4. Let's go look at whatever you want to see. Or they walk in and they say, I'm interviewing agents in the neighborhood. I'm thinking about listing my home. Fantastic. What night do you want me there? I'm in. That's the dream open house visitor, right? What about the other 19? My guess is that half of them, 10 of them, are doing something in the next year. They don't know it yet, but they're out there for a reason. One of them is percolating, the husband or the wife or whoever is thinking about it, right? Maybe it's 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now. The problem is most of us as realtors, we only like to focus on the stuff that's right in front of us. We don't do a great job with the stuff that's 6 or 9 months from now. We take them all down, we get their sign-in sheets, then we call them on Monday and they don't answer. And then we email them and they don't answer. And by Friday, if we've done a second call or a second try at an email, we throw them in the email and we never talk to them again. We throw them in the trash. Well, what happens if you put them in the app and they get a text right away, thanks for coming to my open house. And they get set up on a drip campaign, they get set up on a buyer report or a seller report. Then they're in your web, they're getting nurtured, they're getting modified. If they start hitting stuff, it's telling you and you can reach back out to them. Well, now you have a chance of getting some of those 10 that are going to do something in the next year. Real life story, one of our agents came to me just a couple months ago and said, Don, I gotta tell you a story. And it was in the middle of lunch and learn. I was like, I don't know about this. Let's see. You never know what's going to happen when she opens her mouth, right? Just joking. But she says, Don, I did an open house in August. I had 15 people in. And I couldn't remember any of them. The house sold right away. And this was January that she got, within a week, she had 2 people reach out to her and say they're looking for homes. They wanted her to be the buyer's agent. Could they go show her homes? 2 from 6 months, 5 months earlier. She would tell you that she could not have picked them out of a lineup. If they were all there and you said, which one of these was in your open house, she could not have picked them out of a lineup. Hadn't called them, hadn't emailed them, hadn't done anything. But because the system had nurtured them, all of a sudden they both popped out. One of them's already closed and the other one's still looking for homes right now with her. These are two clients that never would have existed if she hadn't done a good job putting them in the open house app and following up with them through the app. The third one is the Millions Mapped app, which is for your buyers. So let's imagine Chris is my buyer and I send her a link and say, hey, search for homes in my app. Why do I want her to look in my app? Because if she doesn't, where's she going to go? First place is Zillow. Well, every house she clicks on in Zillow is going to have 4 other people that are paying for ads on there. Try to call her right away and email her and try to get on drip campaigns. And they're going to try and convince Chris that they're smarter, funnier, and prettier than me and that she should work with them. Look, guys, I got news for you. There's a lot of people in the world smarter, funnier, and prettier than me. I don't want Chris to be seduced by him and leave me as their realtor. I want her to keep working with me. The second place she's going to go is Redfin to look for homes. What happens every time you click on a home in Redfin? You don't need an agent. Work directly with the listing agent. We'll save you $5,000, $6,000 cash back if you schedule directly with us. They're trying to get you to not use an agent at all because they'll save money, right? Both of these websites, bad news for Donnie and my relationship with this customer and the customer's safety with being able to search for homes without being bothered. I want to build this relationship, not have them leave me. So they search in our app. It's safe. We can both converse together. We can see what things they like and favorite and all that kind of stuff, and we can grow together. Now, a lot of companies offer KV Core, but most of them stop right there. They also all charge a tech fee. We don't charge any tech fees, all free. But I looked at it all and I said there's 2 other things I got to have when it comes to KV Core. The first thing was Core Listing Machine. So Core Listing Machine, at its essence, what it does is this. It launches a single property website for each one of your listings for free. Some of us, some of you, maybe me back in the day, we get our new listing, and what do you advertise on your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed? You advertise the link to your listing on Realtor.com or Zillow or Redfin or somewhere else. It's like you're begging people to leave you and stop working for you. And what are we doing here? We're sending them off to the wild. Single property website launched, and it's automatically sent out on all your social media feeds as soon as you put the listing in. Now people are seeing the listing on your single property website, just your branding, just your stuff. You've created your own whole website just for this listing. That is first-rate stuff. Who loves it? First of all, seller, right? Seller loves it. They got their own website. Now what I would do is this. It's going to cost you a couple dollars, but I would go to GoDaddy.com and I'd pay for a URL for $10. 123center.com. That's assuming the address is 123 Center Street. 123center.com. Now it launches this to all the social media feeds with the 123center.com address. Perfect. Then I go to the store and I buy a $5 rider that says 123center.com and I throw it up on the sign. Who do you think is going to that one? Every single neighbor and every single person that drove by that house on the way home, or every single person that, hey, searching the neighborhood looking for homes, they're all going to 123center.com. So what happens when all the people from social media look at it and all the people from the neighborhood look at it? All those people are captured in the CRM, delivered back to you, and those are new leads for you. You're building your client database. I'm not only pleasing the seller with great advertising, but I'm showing the neighbors that I'm a great advertiser of that property, and I'm gaining leads from anybody that clicks on it online or goes to it from the neighborhood that goes to it online. That is great, powerful stuff. The last thing I added as part of it was KV Core Social. So this helps us become better at social media. So a lot of us want to be good at social media, but we don't know what to say, right? So we say, okay, I want to post in Fairfax County, I want to post about home improvement, real estate, and mortgage. And I post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's going to create fresh, dynamic articles that post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday about the areas of your interest to your feeds. Now, word to the wise. Be aware of the articles that you've posted to your website. Sometimes people come to me and they'll be like, hey, I really loved your do-it-yourself article that you posted. And then my agent's like, oh, what are you talking about? Well, that's not ideal, right? Have an idea of what posts to your feed. You don't have to write the articles, you have to read the articles, but be aware of the articles. So KV Core Social, with your listings, with maybe your own thoughts once in a while, now you have a social media feed people care about. Now, are 100 people going to like every article? Of course not. But what are they going to notice every single time you post something? That you're the pro in their life, and you're branding yourself in their mind, a professional realtor that's aware of the whole industry around it, and they should come to when they have real estate related questions. You just stay quiet in the corner, they don't remember you. And it's a soapbox issue here, but National Association of Realtors did a study. 93% of clients said, I had a good experience with my realtor, I will use them again next time. 93%, so good job on us. Do you know what percentage of people use the same realtor next time? 13%. 13% of them use the same realtor next time. Why? It's because we don't stay in front of their faces. I'm going to pick on my sister-in-law here, but Megan will come over and she'll be all fired up, and I actually called out her name too. Megan will come over and she'll be all fired up and she'll be like, Donnie, I'm so upset. Why are you upset, Megan? Because I just drove on the way here and I saw a house in the neighborhood that they've got a for sale sign up, and I sold them that house 7 years ago, and now they're listing it with somebody else. Oh, it stinks, Megan. Well, how often have you talked to them? When was the last time you talked to them? Well, 7 years ago when I sold them the house. I was like, you're not that important to them. If you didn't stay a part of their lives and stay relevant to them on social media and connecting with them and calling them and emailing them and any of these different ways that we're going to do, they're not going to remember you. They're going to remember the realtors that are part of their life. So KV Core Social and all these other things will help us stay a part of their lives. So if you have tuned out all the KV Core stuff, because you're not a big tech person, I get it, okay? We do have people that can help you get there. But there's one other thing you have to tune back in here for this. Every single time you have a listing, we give you a free Facebook ad. Every single time you post an open house in the Brighter CVR MLS, we give you a second Facebook ad. Free Facebook ads. Automatically launched for you. Now, what happens when people click the Facebook ad? Donnie gets the leads? No. Right into your CRM database. I'm creating dozens and dozens of opportunities for you. Now, is every online lead a home run? Of course not, right? But there are times at bat you didn't have before. These are all opportunities for you to connect with people, reach out to people, build your database, and possibilities for you to have future clients. So we're creating all those ads absolutely free for you So log in, set up your KVU Core account so you can at least accept these free leads I'm giving you every single time you have a listing and an open house. The other winning thing is you can sit down at a listing presentation and tell them you're going to run Facebook ads for them. That's a win. It's a huge win when it comes to getting these listing presentations. Next thing I'm going to talk about is our print center. So first of all, in all of our local offices, you can print whatever you want to in color for free. So I don't care about your 5 cents a copy and your 10 cents a copy and all that kind of fun stuff. Look, print what you need to run a successful business. Now, real estate business. I don't need 2,000 flyers for your Boy Scout bake sale. That's not really real estate, right? Okay? But whatever you need, color copy-wise, you go do it, okay? In any of our local offices. Now, in our Chantilly headquarters over here, super loud, I don't think you can hear it on the mic, but they're creating all lots of great stuff over here. We have three 19-foot monster, beautiful machines, some smaller machines, some cutters, and 3 full-time staff that work there all day, every day, and then a great guy that comes in nights and weekends and produces more materials. We produce our whole stuff, our whole print center stuff in-house because it's quicker for you, more efficient, and cheaper for you. I lose tons of money in the print center. But my thing is I'm betting on you all in the future. If I pour lots of free stuff into you and lower than cost printing for you, then I'm hoping it's going to help you create more business, which will help all of us in the long run. So what do we do exactly in the print center? First thing, postcards. We have 2 levels of postcard. We have standard postcards, which are these whiter ones, flimsier cardstock, and you can see that the color doesn't go all the way to the edge of the paper. The blue cuts off. Now then we have premium postcards. You can see this is a much thicker paper, much more quality. Color bleeds all the way to the edge, much more impressive. Standard, premium. Now, we give you for free, several things. 1, 300 postcards when you join us to your sphere of influence. You get to log in, customize it, put your own face in there, get my dad's ugly mug out of there, make it yours. Send it to 300 people that care about you. Now, I'm going to say something a little bit provocative here, but it's 100% true. Anybody that has used you before or will refer you in the future or use you again, most all of them don't know and or don't care what company you work for. They are using you and referring you and calling you back because of the realtor you were and the connection you had to them. Not about the brand that was at the bottom of the card. It's about the name in the middle of the card, which was you. So why am I telling you to promote that you join Samson? Because you can customize this to create the message you want, but the idea is it's just a great touch point to realtors. We have people that create business every time they send this out because we haven't connected to these people. Take Megan and my example of 7 years ago. If she had sent out this postcard, it might have been a great touch point. But, oh yeah, Megan, we had a great experience with you. Hey, my buddy over here is going to sell. I'm going to tell him to call you. It's a great touch point. So 300 for free when you join us. Now, on an ongoing basis, we have this. 100 just listed postcards for every listing you put up. So you put a new listing up, you email on the postcard, you email on the addresses, we do the rest. 100 for free. For every open house, we give you 300 postcards for free to renters around that open house. Why renters? Because those are future buyers for that house, or they're going to get in your car and hopefully find something else. So we're trying to create new buyer clients for you. So 100 just listed, 300 for open houses, automatically for free. You just email in the postcard, email in the addresses, we do the rest. Now, what if you want to do more? Great, you should. Okay? So I would do 500 when I was selling. If you want to do 500 postcards, if you want extra ones, standard, 45 cents each. That includes paper, labor, postage, everything all in. Premium, 50 cents each. So just 5 cents more. So 45 and 50 cents. So all you do is you take down the postcard, modify it, save it. Now it's your postcard, email it in. Pull down the 500 addresses you want from Bright, email them in. You're done with it in 10 minutes. We'll charge your credit card, move on with your life, sit back, wait for the phone to ring. Now that might not seem like a big deal to you all. But remember, I grew up a realtor's kid. So I spent a bunch of time in my teenage years. I'm on the couch with my brother and my dad, and we're putting labels on envelopes all day, all night, watching the Orioles games, $2 an hour my dad's giving me. But Dad, I don't want to do labels anymore. He goes, you want to eat? Put some labels on some postcards. So I wanted to eat, so I kept putting labels on postcards all night and watched Brady Anderson hit some home runs. You old-time Orioles fans will catch that. So postcards, 45 cents each, 50 cents each. You can get as many as you want. Now, the next step on this, and this is where a lot of our top agents are really thriving, is our 4-page newsletter. So it just came across the screen, perfect timing there. This is 4-page premium goodness. This is really good quality paper in the mail, mailed directly to people's homes for only $1 each. 50 cents for a premium postcard, $1 for a premium newsletter. That is great stuff, right? You can really fill this stuff up. Some of our top realtors are huge on this, and they're gaining big market share with it. Now, I put out a monthly template. Don't use my template. What are you talking about? Have a goal. Use this as a template, but customize it and make it your own for one of, I have 2 main purposes. One, sphere of influence, people that know you. I just using the number 300. Okay, let's say there's 300 people that know me, like me, past clients, people in my life. If I'm going to do that, make it about you. What do you think is going on in the real estate market right now? Obviously, your branding. Open it up. Some recent homes that you've sold or your local office has sold. On the back, I might even do something personal. Hey, the girls basketball team just won the championship. They went undefeated. Or Ava just made Light Ridge varsity lacrosse team. She's doing great. Just took a family vacation here. Remember, these are people that like you and worked with you before. They want to see you're a pro. They also want to connect with you personally, so they draw more of a connection. Everybody wants to use people in their lives for their professional services that they connect with and can respect on a personal level too. Send this to 300 people in your sphere. Now, let's say you sent $300 a month, $300 times 12 months is $3,600 a year. You can't convince me that if you sent this beautiful newsletter to those 300 people all year, that you're not going to get half of one more referral a year. Half of one referral is $3,600 in income. I'll bet you get 5, 10, 15 more referrals that year because of all the business that you're getting from that. Now, the other thing you can do is market to a farm. So if you're going to farm an area. If you're going to farm an area and you want to make this newsletter about the area then. So if it's, say I'm going to South Riding, a neighborhood near here. I'm going to put on here neighborhood events. Remember, you got the dog swim coming up, or the company or the big picnic, or the swim team is coming up and doing this. Whatever's going on in the neighborhood, focus on that here. Inside, you have the most recent actives, under contracts, and sold listings in that area. Great. People are going to log in every month, and they're going to look at it because, oh, what was active? Oh, that one under contract? What did the under contracts last month sold for? They're going to want to follow along and keep track of the neighborhood through your newsletter. This, you can't send a newsletter to the farming neighborhood and not make it about the neighborhood. Position yourself as a neighborhood expert. They're going to call you. So if you send 2,000 out to a neighborhood, great. I need one every couple months to call me and list their home, and it's worth it. My Uncle Casey's team sold $130 million in real estate last year. $130 million. He sends $8,000 a month out. Is it because he likes spending $8,000 a month in money? No. It's because every time he sends this out, he gets $3 million listing appointments. If you told me I was going to make $60,000 in income every time I spent $8,000, I'd do it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I don't know about you all. So the newsletter is a great thing. Now, the next necessary evil when it comes to real estate is brochures. So we have 3 levels of brochure. The first one is a standard brochure. 4 pages, standard templates. You can print as many of these as you want in your local office for free. I don't need your money in the brochures. Put them out there. It's a necessary evil. Now, if you want to do a better job, we have premium brochures. We have a 4-page premium brochure. Okay, when we first launched this, people said it cost $52 to print something like this. We charge just 50 cents each. You want 50 of them, email it in, we'll print them, we'll deliver them to your local office, $25. Now, what I would do is do this next level. 8 pages premium brochure. 8 pages of premium goodness this is. This is super impressive, looks great. Just 75 cents each. 75 cents each. 50 of these is $37. That's a rounding error when you come to all what we make on these nice listings. Now, I'm not naive. Between you and I and the fence post, brochure of a sell house? Absolutely not, right? Well, not absolutely not, but probably not, right? But who loves them some brochures? The sellers. Sellers love brochures. They want to sit across from me at the listing table and see this beautiful brochure that they're getting in their house. Who else loves brochures? The neighbors. Now, I get people that brag, oh, I sold the house before the sign even got up. That's great. But you know what you missed? The chance to do an amazing job on every aspect of this listing and show everybody what a great agent you were. So you sit back and a neighbor walks into the open house, they get this brochure. Well now, what have they seen? They've seen the beautiful online job you did. They saw the single property website. They saw the Facebook ads advertising the listing in the open house. They saw the postcards advertising the listing in the open house. They walked in, they saw this beautiful 8-page brochure, and they looked at it, they said, honey, I don't know when we're going to sell, but when we do, we got to interview Donnie. Let's put this in the drawer because he seems to have his act together. Your job as an agent to have a consistent, successful career is to get to as many kitchen tables as possible. You get to as many kitchen tables as possible to interview by doing a fantastic job at everything you do. All of our Print Center stuff helps you do a complete, fantastic job from A to Z and impress your clients and the neighbors around you with what a great pro you are. So the brochures help you do that. The last thing in our Print Center is this. We have 2 guides, a buyer guide and a seller guide. Let's go find a house. Congratulations, you got a contract. Now what? Now what do we do with these guides? You can log in, download, and modify this to whatever you want it to say. All right? I wrote every word. If you don't like my words, you don't like my graphics, you can change them out, customize it, save it your own guide. Now attach it in emails, post it on your website, whatever you want to do with this guide so that you can inform people better about having a buyer seller guide. Now, what I would do is print it in this beautiful book. This is beautiful, great impression, 10 cents a page, this book. 20-page book for $2, that's a no-brainer, right? I think it does 2 things. One, it helps manage the expectations of the client. People can deal with what's coming up with termite inspection or home inspection or appraisal or whatever's coming next. If you've told them ahead of time, these are what's going to happen. Now, you should be an agent on top of telling people, but if they've got the whole playbook before the game starts, they're going to be so much more secure. It also leaves an amazing first impression. If you're at your kid's game tonight and you say, hey, I'm interested in buying a house, Donnie. Oh, great. Here's my card. I'll call you tomorrow. What if you went to your car real quick and you came back and you said, hey, here's a buyer guide. Take this. I'll call you tomorrow. How impressed are they with you, as I drop the book? How are they impressed with you from the beginning? They're like, well, I knew Donnie was a nice guy and all, but this guy's a pro's pro. He knows what's going on in this game. He's already told us all the steps before it starts. You're going to win so many clients by this great first impression. Now they feel much more secure working with you as their realtor. So 10 cents a page for the buyer guides, free if you want to put them all out through emails or on your website or whatever you want to do and customize those. So buyer and seller guides is a great function of our Print Center. The next thing I want to focus and transition over to is our agent service specialists and the way we care for you at Samson. So I don't know if I can advance this. There you go. So our agent services team. Now, about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, I came up with this position called the agent services team because this is where my thinking was. So many of you are going to get to the point that, oh, I like a lot of what Samson has to do, but you get close to changing and you're like, but change is hard. And it is. I get that. I never lose sight of that. So what we want to do is create somebody to help grab you, hold your hand, and help you through that onboarding process to make it as smooth as possible. Who do you ask all those questions to? Who do you bother? Not bother. Who helps you hold your hand through that process, make sure it's a smooth and quick transition, and you don't lose any time selling homes? Your agent service specialist team. We have 8 of these great people all over our footprint that are set up to help you in whatever office you're in. They're in your office. They're doing the happy hours. They're doing the culture events. They're sitting down with you one-on-one to help you whenever you get transitioned through. When we interview for this position, we interview for one trait, personality. We can teach them about real estate, teach them about what Samson does, but you can't teach somebody to be nice. They're either a nice person or they're not a nice person, right? You all have people in your lives. They walk in the room and you're like, oh, Lena's here today. The world just got a little bit brighter. On the contrary, we have people that walk in and they're like, oh, geez, Mark's here. Let me see if I can slide out this back door before I got to talk to Mark because he's kind of a downer. He brings down everybody's mood. We want those people that bring light to what's going on in your world. We want to make sure that you want to call those people and reach out because they're happy, they're nice people, they're going to take great care of you. Once they get you onboarded, they transition to their next role, which is your phone a friend. And maybe wants to show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You get stuck on a question, you got that lifeline, you call that phone a friend. Well, they're your phone a friend. So you're like, hey, Lena, I know you told me this 2 weeks ago, but I forget, where do we go for this? Who do we call for this? And they'll help connect you with a smile, they'll come meet with you, or they'll help you with whatever you need to do. So your agent services team is the great place to help you have a smooth and happy life here at Samson. Then they transition you over to our in-house trainers who specialize in different stuff. So we've got great training here at Social. We got one-on-one social media trainers, SkySlope, Bright MLS. We got full-time KV Core trainers, print marketing coordinators. They'll help you how to do your postcards, your newsletters, your brochures, all the things we talked about. They are here in Chantilly and in Maryland offices that you can meet with all the time, and then we travel around and do tech days at all of our different offices. They're also all available through phone and Zoom to meet with you. Then we have 3 people on our creative team that do free branding videos and free headshots for you. Headshots make you look great, like super professional headshots, all for free. The branding videos, great for your websites, great for your social media feeds, great to show what a pro you are out there to the industry. I was paying $600-700 for that branding video back when I was selling to go on my website. We're doing it all for you for free because we want you to have a better impression out there to the world. We also are super focused on education here at Samson Properties. So we have an education platform called Samson University. We tape everything that we can here at Samson's because we live stream everything through our Cardinal Nest so you can watch it live. And then what we do is, if you miss it, we video that up and we put it on Samson University for you to watch later. We are focused on, look, there's a place for CE stuff, and we have that kind of stuff. And you can learn about meets and bounds, and you can learn about all that kind of stuff. But what we focus on are classes that are going to help you get to that next level. We want to do series on buyers, series on sellers, series on open houses. We've got mastermind groups. We've got classes on how to build your business better. Stop acting like you just sell homes for a living. You have your own real estate business. The sooner you look at it that way, the better you're going to launch your career. So how do you build a business? What are some things you consider? We have whole class series around how to build a better business. We are focused on classes every single day, 2, 3, 4 classes every day you can watch all over the place to help you get to that next level by learning from each other and learning from our great instructors. So we are really focused on education. It is a bedrock of what we do at Samson to help people improve on their daily basis. The next thing about our education program is we have a free coaching program. I believe in coaching. Some of you out there probably spend $1,000, $1,200 a month on coaches. And it's money well spent probably. But not everybody can afford that. So we offer free coaching to you all. A lot of our experienced agents volunteer in the coaching program. I pay them money, but they don't do it for the money. These coaches do it because they want to help you grow and become better. I never have a coach come to me and brag about their own business. But all the time they'll be like, man, I'm so proud of Chris. Last year she sold 3 homes, and now she sold 10 this year, and she's got 3 more in her contract. She's really crushing it. And they want to see you succeed. Look, I think coaching in real estate is about 2 things. It's about setting a game plan, and it's about accountability. There's a million different things we can do in real estate. Most people's careers go like this in real estate, right? We have great months and bad months, and we don't know what we're doing half the time. The people that succeed build that consistency, and they have businesses that continue to grow because they do the right things all the time. They have a game plan, and they execute on that game plan. So if Dave's my coach, and I sit with Dave on Monday at 12, and we go over a game plan, and we're like, Donnie, these are the 4 things you got to do this week. Well, if I didn't have anybody to meet me next Monday, would I get all 4 done? Maybe, maybe not, depends. I'd try hard, but who knows? But if I'm meeting with Dave again next Monday at noon, you can bet I'm going to get the 4 things done. Because I don't want to come to class without my homework done because the teacher's going to get mad at me. Now, get all 4 things done consistently every week, week after week after week after week. Set a plan, execute the plan. You're going to look back 20 weeks from now, you're not even going to recognize the realtor you were. That's why I pay for a coaching program. I don't care if I spend 10 grand a month on coaches. That means I'm investing in dozens and dozens and dozens of realtor success. And they're going to all flourish and be more successful in the long term. I'm betting on all of you all that go into the coaching program. That's going to be worth a win-win for all of us in the future. The next thing when it comes to our education, the last thing is our mentor program. So we do require but it's also a good thing. We have about 80 or 100 mentors in our company that are willing to mentor new agents. You get to pick who you want to work with. Now, we do require a mentor if you haven't done 2 buys or 1 listing in the last 3 years, or you're brand new to the industry. And you can see the splits with your mentor. I want to incentivize that mentor with that split so that they take good care of you. Now, 3 reasons I don't really bet on the mentor program. So if you're back there watching, you're like, I'm going to ask for an exception. Probably not going to give it to you. Here's why. First reason, I'm protecting you from yourself. You could be a lawyer, a doctor, or the smartest person in this room, but you haven't sold real estate before. You haven't been the only person in charge of the biggest financial transaction of these people's lives. I want to make sure you don't ruin your career before it starts by doing something you don't know how to do. The second thing I'm doing is I'm protecting the client. The client's got a contract that says Samson Properties on it. It doesn't say Chris McCullough or Ethan Harris or Parker Ellington. It says it says Samson Properties. It would be unresponsible of me to let hundreds of people run around with realtors that don't know what they're doing. So I got to make sure those newer realtors have somebody holding their hand, making sure it's successful. The third reason, and if I'm being honest, probably the most important reason that I have mentors is this: our reputation. Donnie Samson, me, my responsibility is to the 5,200 people that walk around with Samson Properties on their business card. If I let 500 realtors walk around that need mentors and are just messing stuff up every day and giving us a bad reputation, what's that going to do? My responsibility is to all the people that know how to do it the right way and making sure I'm protecting our reputation by making sure everybody has the help they need. So I don't make exceptions on that. You say, well, I'm smart, I don't need a... Well, you can go learn somewhere else then. Come back after you've done a few and you know what you're doing. Because we're going to teach you up here. Now, we're going to teach you up good, and we're going to help you get started on the right note, but we are going to require you to do that because it's super important to me, and all the experienced realtors in our company love that we require this. So we do require the mentor program. Next thing, keep your signed leads. All right, so some of you work for real estate companies right now, and what they do is almost criminal. All right, so they got a big sign here, and they got their company name and their big office phone number across it in 152 font. And then you're going to look at me and you're going to say, well, Donnie, I have a rider at the bottom. How many times you think they call the big office phone number in the middle? Oh, yeah, but Donnie, they always give me my calls. Come on. You don't believe that, do you? They're giving away those leads to people. There's some companies that built all their best income sources off this, okay? I'm not lying. That they're going to take your leads and they're going to give them to somebody else at 50-50 splits because any office leads they give out are 50-50. They're going to make a lot of income there. Or they're going to charge the people $500 or $1,000 a month to take those leads, and they're going to keep collecting all that money to give out your leads. At Samson, from the beginning, we've been focused on this. They're your listings, they're your leads. We're not giving away. That is the realtor focus. You would be shocked how many companies out there and how many companies that you deal with, these online people, all these people I talk to that try to get me to buy all their stuff, they all think, oh, well, no, you give those out and you make money off them. That's not how we do things at Samson. Realtors first. Your listings, your leads. How many times in your career have you had a listing and you're selling it, it's under contract or whatever, and you see another sign from your company pop up 2 streets over? Now, it is possible that it is coincidence, that they just happen to know somebody else in your company. I would tell you it's very probable they called into the front desk at some point and they got sent to somebody else in your company when you should be the one getting that lead again. So what do we do at Samson that's different? Look, we didn't used to have the office phone number on there at all. Now we have it on there super small, even smaller than that is what I would tell you. Okay, so that's Sarah's cell phone. Her website should have all the stuff about Sarah on there. Super small office number. Now, in Maryland and D.C., I know it in West Virginia it has to be bigger, so we have those templates as well, but we want you featured. Now, we actually go one step further with it. Coming back on the screen here in a second. Now, that's not at Samson. We have 15 different templates. You can use ours. Who's this? This is Chesterfield Homes, right? Is this sign about Samson Properties or Chesterfield Homes? I'll answer for you because you're on TV. Chesterfield Homes. Now it says Samson Properties and the office phone number down there, which we have to, right? But they're going to Google Chesterfield Homes. They should have their website and email address on here too. They're going to Google Chesterfield Homes. They're going to call that phone number, and that's who they're going to go to get help with because they think it's a Chesterfield Homes listing. Brand yourself. My ego is not that big. Look, it's your listings. It's your brand. I want you to make as much money off as you can, get as many leads, build your business up. You can have your own brand at Samson, no problem at all. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about, I hit it, and Ethan hit it. Free marketing. So all this is in your book, but these are all the things, and most of it's reviews, so I'm going to go through it a little bit quicker. Free coaching, training, CE, mentorship, free one-on-one social media and technology training, free headshots and personal branding videos, 300 postcards when you join us to your sphere of influence, 300 postcards for every open house to renters, and 100 postcards for just listed. All these things for free. Free E&O insurance, free E&O insurance, free E&O insurance. Some of you are paying $500, $600, $700 a year for E&O insurance. Stop it. Just stop, okay? It does not cost that much. Your company is taking all that money, and they're either self-insuring and never paying any claims, or they're taking all that money and they're taking a big management trip or something because it doesn't cost all that much for E&O insurance. Next thing is that we give you free SkySlope. So SkySlope is a national platform. I think it's great. we love it. We used to be dot loop. We looked at SkySlope, and Sarah and I said we have to switch today. So you can use whatever you want. Dot loop, zip forms, Remind Plus, pen and paper for all I care. I think you should learn the computer, though. It's worth it. Now, to write your contracts, get all your paperwork together, whatever you have to do. What we need you to do in SkySlope is turn it into SkySlope. So if you have a Virginia purchase agreement, it's got 6 blocks in here. Drop in your ratified contract, your disclosure, your buyer interest agreement. Great. It's a red light if you haven't turned it in, a yellow light when you've turned it in, you're waiting for a review, a green light when it's been approved. Get all greens, you get paid right away. It's super easy for us to review and approve your paperwork. Now, we've also paid and worked hard to get all the SkySlope form, all the forms for all your contract stuff in SkySlope, and it has free e-signature in there called DigiSign. So you don't have to pay for all those other services. You can do all their forms, all your work in SkySlope, turn it in SkySlope, one-stop shop, all for free. The next thing it says there are 7 Samson points. So we give out points, which is like dollars to you. Every house you sell, you earn points. You sell $1 million in homes, you get 70 points, 7 times 10. You sell $5 million in homes, 350 points. 10 million is 700. I can keep going, I'm really good at math. 30 million is 2,100 points. But now it's points like $1. So you can use your points to buy a polo or a hoodie or a t-shirt. Great, Donnie, I've spent $50 on gear. I'm good on Samson gear. Then what do people do with it? Print Center. I'd grab it all, but I threw it all on the ground. All right, so you sell $5 million in homes, that's $350 free dollars you're putting back into Print Center to create more business for you. Every time you sell a home, I'm giving you more free printing on everything, top of everything else we do. So free points and dollars in the Print Center. The last thing at the bottom there you see is free testimonial tree. So what testimonial tree is this? So many of us look at online reviews for stuff. Well, most of us, if you're like me, don't ask for reviews enough. We just sit back and if we get them, great. If we don't, well, we're too nervous to ask for it. So I didn't like that only the bad stuff hit the internet most of the time, right? So 6 months ago, I paid for testimonial tree for everybody, which means as soon as your deal closes, we send a survey from Samson to your clients. People are always saying, great, good job, and then they're sending great reviews, great testimonials. Then they're automatically launching. They connect to your Google page, your Facebook page, wherever you want it to go to, your website. Now we're filling the internet with all the good news. We've put over 6,000 positive reviews online in the last 6 months since we launched this. We are filling the internet with all the great stuff we're doing instead of that 1 out of every 500 deals that goes wrong, we're filling the internet with the bad stuff. So testimonial tree we pay for all of you. On the right side there is all the Facebook, the KV Core stuff. Free Facebook ads, custom websites, single property website for each listing, your smart CRM, your listing market snapshots, all your apps, your core listing machine, all that great stuff that helped us go with KV Core is all on the right side there to remind you of that. The next thing we have is Samson Instant Offers. So what this is you can get a house, go to samsoninstantoffers.com, you put in your all the information, they'll shoot out a real cash offer within 24 to 48 hours for you. I'm not buying it. We have investors in the back there. They run the system and they're able to do that. Now, 93% of people said they'd be interested in an instant offer. Less than 1% are going to take it. But it lets you have the ability to market out there and say, I have a guaranteed buy program. If I can't sell your house, I'll buy it. Like, you're never going to buy the house. But in all your marketing, your goal is to sit at as many kitchen tables as possible. If you advertise that stuff, are you going to sit at more kitchen tables? Are you going to get more calls, more emails? Of course you will. So it gives you the opportunity to advertise that because we have Samson Instant Offers in-house. Next thing we're going to talk about is our concierge services. So when I was selling, I had a full-time assistant. I'm bragging again. Now, why did I have that? Because I realized the best and most economical use of my time was not on bright listings and postcards and brochures. The best use of my time was on more listing presentations, showing houses, talking to clients, or just sitting and thinking about the next great marketing idea that was going to help me launch and get more advertising, right? Stop getting burned down by the paperwork stuff. Now, most of us can't pay 40 or 50 grand a year for our own assistant. So what we do is we give you the concierge services where you can go transaction by transaction on piecemeal basis, and you can pay for it at closing. Well, now I'm interested. So the first thing on the left there is marketing packages. In your book, it says every single thing they do. But in summary, they put your bright listing online, or CVR MLS. They put your brochures together, your postcards, your Facebook ads. They launch your listing looking great. $150 or $250. And when can you pay for it? At closing, out of your closing check. It's a lot easier to pay for that out of your $10,000 commission than it is to pay for it up front. The second bubble there is transaction coordination. So TCs right now in the industry cost $350, $400 a transaction. I think they're worth it. Look, you can do 99 things right in a transaction, but what does your client sometimes do? Remember that one thing. You forgot to schedule this, or you're late on this, or you didn't reply to this. It's unfair, but it's reality, right? Get a TC to help you be your assistant from contract to closing. Make sure those things get scheduled. Make sure you're on top of everything. For $150, that's super cheap. I'm going to give you another example of it. So back when I was selling, my assistant went on maternity leave twice. Now, I got through it, but the marketing packages and TC stuff, I did the bare minimum. How much business did I miss because I didn't do the postcards like I should have, or I didn't do every Facebook ad, or I didn't do everything out there that I wanted to, or I didn't get the riders up there with the single property was. All these things that I know help me create business, I didn't do. So yes, I made it through that time without an assistant, but I probably lost business because I didn't do the things consistently great that I always did. So $400 is for everything on all of it. Now on buyer side, you're probably just going to do the TCs if you want that because you don't have anything to market. It's on the listing edge. Now, so we have all this, and then we have is our a la carte packages. So this is, I affectionately call this the Danny Samson plan. All right, he loved all the ideas, but he wasn't going to do anything himself. He's not going to do a postcard. We just got Danny to learn to attach files to emails a couple years ago. All right, so let's say you want that just listed postcard done. Just want that. Great. They'll do your card. They'll put on the addresses. You say, yep, looks good. They'll do everything, $50. You want somebody to put in your paperwork in SkySlope because you don't like doing paperwork. Good, $25. You want somebody to take all your KV Core contacts and put them in and get everything launched, $50 or $100. Everything is $25 to $100. Piecemeal service to help you do whatever you want in your business that you heard me talk about, but you don't want to learn to do it. Now, we'd rather teach you to fish. You learn to fish, you can eat forever, right? You wait for somebody to feed you, and you're privy to how often I feed you. But I'd rather teach you so you can build your career and take off with it. But if you want people to do it for you, we have those options, super cheap. I don't take any of the money. I lose money in the concierge services. I pay it all to the people that do the work. I pay them more per hour than it is that you're charging them back here. Why? Because it's going to make you more successful, more efficient, and a happier realtor. That's why I do it. The last thing at the bottom there is realtor services. So the best part about being a realtor is you don't have a boss. The worst part about being a realtor sometimes is you don't have a boss, right? So you got to stay focused, you got to stay on things, but then you've also got that idea of, okay, well, I don't have a boss, so I don't have to go to work today, but somebody wants to see houses tonight, and my kid's got a game I want to go to. Or I want to go on vacation this weekend. I got 2 buyers that want to see houses. So you reach out to our concierge service. We have 400 or 500 realtors signed up that are willing to be fulfillment agents. So they're willing to go show houses, set rates, $50 an hour, or go sit at a home inspection for you, or do this for you, write a contract for you, whatever it is. All the prices are set in there. We'll charge you at the company. We'll pay out the other agent for you, and we'll help manage the process for you. We're just playing matchmaker. Now, maybe you got some buddies and you got some friends in the company, you work something out, or you do a favor for me, I'll do a favor for you. Great, do that. But we want to have this extra services built in for you to help you out through those tough times. All right, the next thing we have is we have graphic design a la carte available for you. Full-time graphic designer, $30 an hour if you want to have anything customized done. Now, we've got dozens and dozens of templates in here, and you can use any of those, but you can have something custom designed for you if you want for just $30 an hour. We have a remote EMD deposit called Zachem. So we actually launched this before the pandemic. We don't have to put your check in the mail and hope it gets there, or drive it around town to make sure it gets in the deposit. Take a picture of the front, take a picture of the back, click the Samson logo. It's automatically deposited right now. Super efficient. You or your buyer can do it to get that EMD and deposit right away. It does send out an email to everybody saying that it's been deposited, which helps for proof of deposit, which is important with us right now in our contracts, right? So the next thing I talk about is Team Hub. Earlier I talked about why we're the best place in town for teams when it comes to financially, because everybody gets to be in Cardinal Club if you're in Cardinal Club. Now, what Team Hub is, and you'll see it in a second here on the Cardinal Nest, is we want to create basically a Match.com for teams, where if I want to advertise my team, I do a picture, a profile, and a video about my team. And if you're a team member and you come in, you're like, Donnie, I want to find a team. I don't know who you want to work with, but go on Team Hub. Look at the 30 or 40 teams that are profiled. Reach out to a couple of them, see if anybody's interesting that you like. Try to connect that way. So we let team leads advertise their team, prospective team members search around to find a team. All right, I'd love to have 100 great teams in there advertising themselves and Look, I don't care if you join a team or you don't, but I want to be the most team-friendly place for you financially and to help you grow those teams if you want to within Team Hub. Next thing I do is a quick walkthrough through Cardinal Nest. So the Cardinal Nest is our hub of our wheel. This is where we do everything at Samson. So you've got your dashboard here. It scrolls down. You see announcements and live classes at the top. You've got our graphics for all those number one stuff we were talking about. You might have some whatever the latest things we were doing there online. You see, we thank every single person that used Cardinal Title Group yesterday. I can't pay you, I can't make you, I can't incentivize you, but I sure can thank you a lot, whether it's in writing or in our sales meetings. I'll talk about it in a minute. We see message board links at the bottom there, orientations, cheat sheets, concierge services. On the right, as you scroll up there, you're going to see company policies, coming soon board, Sky Slope, Samson University, Cardinal Title Group, First Heritage Mortgage, our mortgage partner, and our calendar. Hover over, you can see whatever classes or activities are going on that day. You can RSVP or jump in, and we have a bigger view of the calendar there on the left as well. But this is a snapshot of the calendar on the right. This is our resource section. So this is every template in our whole system, every graphic, everything we have. So you can click on brochure. You get 15 different brochure templates that pop up. You can click on postcard. You get 42 different postcard templates. Download, make those your own. This is the top agent resource section, which is like Donnie's top 20. You can build out your buyer guides, your seller guides, your market stats, your concierge services. Everything I want to make sure it's easy for you to find right here in the top agent resource section. The next thing we're going to click on here is, I believe, our agents and staff directory. So the agents and staff directory, I think that pops up in 1 second. Oh, Team Hub first, then agent and staff. So Team Hub, we've got our pictures, our profiles, our videos of all of our different teams out there. So this is where you can come in through and be like, oh, the KC Samson team, they look good. Let's watch the video. So you come through here, look at all the different teams, decide who it is that works in your area or works in a way that you might like, reach out to them, see if you want to join their team or not. And if you're a team lead, this is a great place to advertise your teams for all those prospective agents. Next thing it's going to pop over to in a second is our agents and staff directory. Every agent and every staff member has a profile in our website. You can go in and be like, oh, I want to find a Richmond realtor that speaks Spanish and been in the business 5 years. It'll pop that out for you. You want to find any brokers in our footprint. Who are the best brokers out there, or not best, but all the brokers out there. Staff members, Cardinal Title, First Heritage Loan Officers. Everybody has a profile. It's easy to search by however you want to search. This is our office locations page. You can see there's a map up top, and then this is how you can access all of our offices 24/7. You come in, you click on the Alexandria link, it will pull up a full page on Alexandria. So you might not know anything about the office, but it gives you a picture, gives you the address, the access information. Each office has a central lock or a combo box for you to get in. It's got Wi-Fi passwords, printer codes, managers, admins, everything you need to get in there, use the office as your own, lock it up when you're done, and move on. This is our message board system. So we have a message board system that you can interact with identified message boards, Samson News, Open House, whatever you want to work on. We also have 2 great Facebook groups that you can join as well. Facebook groups and message boards for us to all interact with each other and help each other out with whatever we want. You can subscribe to any of the message boards, so as soon as anybody posts in there, you get notified by email. You can jump in there and help each other out. It's great stuff. It's a great way for everybody to connect. You know, we had somebody that had last minute, they had an emergency this weekend. They needed open house coverage. They posted on the message board. Within 10 minutes, they had 3 people that were ready to do that open house for them. So it's a great system to be able to help each other out with our Nest or our Facebook groups. The next thing I want to talk about here is our culture. So you can see the culture graph come up here. This graphic is on all of our different walls in our offices. They ask, what do you want to be about as a company? So these are the things that are super important to us. Be nice, be professional, pay it forward, family, integrity, education, giving back, and be innovative. Always be pushing forward as a company to be great. These are kind of our core values, so to speak. They're important to us. The other thing that's big with our culture is we have 3 sales meetings every month. 2 are in Virginia. We either have them at headquarters or we move around to our different Virginia offices to see everybody. And then we have a Maryland-focused meeting the second Wednesday of every month where we go around to different Maryland offices. Still talk about company-wide stuff, but maybe focus on a few Maryland, D.C. issues as well. So it's a great way for Sarah and Mormon and our COO to go around and have great interactive conversations with everybody. We live stream everything through the Nest so you can watch it wherever you're at if you can't make it in person. And then if you miss it and you want to watch that hour meeting later, it's on the Nest for you to, right on the Cardinal Nest on the front page so you can watch it whenever you want. The last thing that's super cool with our culture is this. We have every year, you could do a holiday party in some hotel and you go get your 2 drinks on a random Tuesday in December, and that's fine. But what we do is this is our company party. This is the Samson Family Festival. These are all videos from the 4th annual one that we did in October. So you get to come, you bring your whole family, your kids out, and you have a great day together. Zip lines and dunk tanks and live music and free food and free drinks. And this is a day that is celebrating us as a family, and you get to have a great family day yourself. Look, I got 4 daughters, I said, and we're pretty blessed in life, but this is their favorite day of the year. They especially like dunking dad in the dunk tank here. This is what we're about as a culture, having family, having a great day together, and enjoying each other. It's in October in Bull Run. We'd love to have you. If you come, you get to come have the whole family. Last year we had over 6,000 people there, and we had a great day together, and prayerfully we'll have great weather like this next year, and it'll be another great day. I'm going to close with a couple company rules, and then close up here. So I believe we have 5,200 independent contractors at Samson. I want you to be able to run your business the way that you want to run your business. Now, I have a couple rules that help us think of them as bumpers on the bowling lane to keep us in the lane. This is really for our reputation, okay? So when you're working with buyers, you can give them whatever cash back you want. You got your brother, your sister, your cousin, your best friend, you want to give them all the money back? Great. You get a call on a new construction, you say, Donnie, I don't have a realtor. Come be my realtor, I want half the commission back. Look, I'd probably go. It's 1 or 1.5% I didn't have yesterday, right? So that's up to you. The only thing I restrict is what you can advertise. You can't advertise more than 1% cash back, because that makes us look like some of those other companies out there that we may not want to look like, all right? We want to make sure that we don't advertise anything too great, but you can do whatever deal person to person you want. Don't have to ask my permission. Now on listings, I have a couple rules. 1, you must give out at least 2.5% in Bright or CVR MLS. I know there's some 1.5s and 2s out there. I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to continue to be part of the solution, which means we have to give out at least 2.5%. Look, the tide's going to turn, and if we let it all get down to 2, we're never going to get back up to 2.5 again. That ship has already sailed on 3% on everything, right? So I want to make sure that we, as 5,000 agents strong, are keeping commissions up over 2.5%, if possible, to buyers agents. You can list the home for whatever you want. 3, 3.5, 17% if somebody will pay it. You can't advertise less than 4.5%. Because again, if we send 10,000 flyers around town saying, "Oh, list your home for 1%, it hurts all of us in our reputation. Now, I want to give you the ability to do whatever you want to do. I like to tell a story about my wife Meredith on our first listing. It was in South Riding. It was a townhouse 15, 18, whatever years ago. And they wanted us to list at 0.5% to us and 3% to their side. And Meredith looked at me and she said, "Donnie, what should I do?" I said, "What else are we doing? Might as well, right?" Well, we sold that listing in a half a second. It was 2004 or whatever. We made $2,000. Great. In the next year, turns out this guy was a lender. He liked Meredith and I. He gave us 7 buyers in the first year. Now, to 2 23, 24-year-olds getting their career started, that was $65,000 in income that year, and it just ballooned from there going forward. We could probably look back and attach 15, 20, 25 transactions to just taking that one guy's listing at 0.5%. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying I want to give you the ability to do that. If you really want to get into a neighborhood and you want to do a listing or two at a really cheap deal to get your name going, you do it. That's on you. Some brokerages don't allow that flexibility to run your business the way you want. I want to give you that right. Now, as I close up here, you've heard me talk for, I don't know, hour and a half, a long time here. Hopefully you've gotten from me this. It's all about what I can do for you to help you make more money. It's never about how much I can charge you. I'm doing all these things and losing money on them because I want you to grow. I ask one thing in return for all this that I'm giving to you. Try and use Cardinal Title Group. I can't make you, I can't pay you, and I can't incentivize you to do it. Those things are illegal. But I sure can try to kill you with kindness to help you give us the business there. Now, I've got people in our company that went 1 for 30 last year at Cardinal. I've got some beautiful lady that went 95 for 95 last year. Now, if you're shooting me with truth serum, I like the person that went 95 for 95 a little bit more than the person that won 1 for 30, obviously. But I can't treat them any differently, okay? So I don't want you to think, "Oh, I have to join. I can't." No, you can't. But so many of our people want to help us grow and take good care of us that they try. A title company and a real estate company, Most of the time, a real estate company would be happy if they get 10 or 15% of their transactions go to the title company. At Samson, every single month, 61 to 65% of our buyer sides use Cardinal Title Group. 61 to 65%. Why? Two reasons. One, people want to give back and help us grow, so they try and use Cardinal Title Group. When they join, they're like, I get it, Donnie, I'll try. But if they did a bad job, do you think they'd keep using them? Of course not. If you're going to do 100 transactions in your career and you join us and Cardinal does a junky job on the first 2 times, I'm going to get 5 of those 100 transactions. But if they do a great job and they're in your office and you like them and they're pros, we might get 80 or 90 out of those 100 transactions, right? We wouldn't be able to keep up those 60, 65% ratios if they didn't do a great job. I meet with the Cardinal leadership every single week, multiple times a week. If you have an issue with there, we will fix it, but we do a fantastic job. Look, if you worked with us 3, 4, 5 years ago, we may have been a B or a C title company. Today, we're an A+ title company. We do a fantastic job, and that's why realtors keep bringing them back. They start because I say, please try. They keep doing it because Cardinal does a great job. So I'd encourage you, if you join, please try and use Cardinal Title Group to help us out. The last slide I'm going to talk here is just an overall thank you, and you can reach out to me with my phone number, email there above. I close with one promise. If you join Samson, I promise this. Nobody will work harder every single day to make this a better company for you to work at every day, every week, every month. We are pushing forward. We are not content. We are not settled. We are finding new ways to make this company great for you all every day. I promise to always keep it an agent-first company, and I promise to tirelessly work to make a better company for you to work in and succeed. And you're going to get to keep all your money along that path. I'd encourage you to reach out to me. Hopefully you join our family. We'll take great care of you, and hopefully I'll see you around the Samson Properties hallway someday soon. Have a great day.